Hey everybody, Wayland here. I've been a little bit busy, hard to make content. I'm actually pulling 4 butts off of the pellet cooker. They've got a pretty good color. They got up to internal like 150. I only ran them overnight at about 180. I actually was using the Thermo Pro temp spike and the meter that I got, and those both ran at the same temperatures external, so they help me monitor my ambient temperatures. But those butts look good. What I'm gonna do, I have a warmer now. I've been using that. I've been cooking and bringing food every weekend to the lake. So what I'm gonna do here is wrap these butts in foil, and I'm running now some brisket on the pellet cooker. I just trimmed and seasoned them up. I put them on. I'm actually gonna kick the temps up because I wanna kind of get them cooked. I've got some things to do. So once they get going and they're up in temperature and have a pretty good color, I'm gonna pull them off. And the pork butts I'm gonna pull them from the warmer and put them all onto my offset to finish them off. So again, just kind of what I'm doing today. I've been too busy to really, do cook videos or what have you. I am preparing 4 butts, 4 briskets, and I'll be taking some of my homemade sausage and smoked bologna and hot links to the lake again, and I'll be selling for 4 days out there at Lake Thunderbird, Calypso Cove Marina. I've been having a good time doing a lot of cooking at the lake since Memorial Day, and we're gonna be there till Labor Day weekend. So anyways, it's 9:26, so we're gonna run these probably till about 4, maybe sooner. I'm trying to decide. I just want to get the pellet cook. I want to get the offset running a little bit later to finish the cook on these meats, and then I'll be cooking some other stuff. So, anyways, we'll see what we get in. My process here is working pretty good. So, just get some footage of a cook. Talk, show you guys a little bit of what I've been doing in order to cook so much food for the weekends, and it's been working great. Is it going? Okay. Anyways, so I running a little later than I meant to. I got these 4 brisket on this pellet cooker still. I've had them on for 9:30. I got busy, did a couple errands, got some supper, did some shopping for the food service this weekend. So I'm back at the house, just starting to fire on Eileen. The offset, I've got 4 pork butts that I ended up getting started last night. Spent, something like 7-8 hours on the pellet cooker, and I moved them to a warmer I got. I actually got a sweet deal on a full-size warmer for $400. So it's got the humidifier and it holds temps really well. It's holding at 150 right now. So I put the 4 pork butts that were not quite complete in the warmer many hours ago. It's holding until I get this fire ready. I'm gonna go ahead and pull them 4 full pork butts over here, put them on with these 4 brisket, and get them all nice and dark, get them good smoke taste and colored up before I do the normal wrap process. I did find, I was kind of messing around with this. It was bugging me about the pit boss kind of telling me I was about 30 degrees hotter than what my wireless probes were telling me. I was using a meter and a Thermo Pro temp spike in 2 different of the pork butts, and they both were reading, I had it set to 180. They were both reading at about 147, somewhere around there, 145, temps varying. So I was about 35 degrees difference, and I thought the pit boss was having the issue, but I actually plugged in my Thermo Pro, ran a wired thermometer to the bottom since I put the briskets on and they're a little bit more delicate. brisket is a little bit more sensitive than the pork butts are. So I really wanted to make sure my temps were good. And I pulled those probes out. They were in the butts, so I'm charging one. I need to use it again to help me monitor internal temps of the briskets. But when I plugged that ThermoPro in, it ran at the same temp as the Pit Boss. So the Pit Boss and the ThermoPro were agreeing with each other on the temperatures. A little bit higher because I actually have that ThermoPro on the most bottom rack. So then I actually had to turn my pellet cooker down because I had bumped it up to 270 because I thought I was going to be running about 30 degrees lower than that. And it turned out I was actually running at about 270. So I bumped it down to 220. Currently the ThermoPro at the bottom rack, closest to the fire, says it's at 229. So they've been there for a while. Let's see what they look like. ThermoPro, I bought this not even a year ago, and I had it hanging from a hook on my smokestack over there. I ended up getting a hot fire doing another cook. I was doing some wings or something. I don't know. I kept or maybe doing a burn off, but I had the cooker hot, and it actually kind of warped and melted my ThermoPro. I don't know that I can charge it anymore. But anyways, so because I would have, see, that's pretty warped. I would have just hung it on the door here, and it does get warm there, but unfortunately, like I said, totally melted that. So I'm kind of coming up with something different to hold the ThermoPro near the cooker. I commend ThermoPro. Contacted them. I actually was just gonna buy a new head unit because I really like how this thing works and hooks up to my phone. And I was within the 3 years warranty. They sent me a new one free and clear. So it's actually on the charger currently. I'll probably run it over on Eileen and figure out another way to hang it without hanging it actually on the smokestack or anywhere where the temps get hot. 4 briskets going, so they're looking pretty good. You know, starting to sweat off. What I really want to do is put them on real fire and get them nice and dark before I wrap them. So anyways, those looking pretty good. This Pit Boss thing, as long as it's running as it should, runs really good for me. Beside that one instance that I had with the flame shooting out of the side. So anyways, as soon as I get a good fire going in the offset, I will move all my meat over to the offset, to Eileen. All right, so there's the 4 pork butts that I had on earlier. All right, nice juicy butts. So I had these in the warmer. You can see plenty of moisture still. Actually, I spilled some on me trying to carry it in, but I'm gonna put these onto the offset. All right, before it gets too dark. So, starting to add some color to them. This one was near the fire, started to split the fat. Of course, it's gonna be hottest up in there. And so I rotated the pork butts and the briskets. I don't really need to rotate them yet. I had these a little bit frozen when I was trimming them and preparing them. So this one, I think, this was frozen and kind of folded over and looked like a smooth piece of meat there. But it deceived me. This probably would have gotten trimmed off and this would have cleaned up better. But it's okay. This stuff will be chopped and man, it'd be tasty on some nachos. So, yeah, they're looking good. So anyways, close it back up, keep running some smoke over it until they get a color I like, and then wrap them and get them to tenderness. All right, I've just come out, put some logs on. Everything's looking pretty good. I think it looks a little darker. I mean, it's dark. It's starting to get dark outside. So, anyways. And they're looking good. I'm gonna shut this, get my probe. I'm wondering where these are at, but what I'm gonna do is wrap them anyways in yeah, 160 167. So so I'll let them go a little bit longer. I need to pull these though. I need to get them wrapped because I actually have some bologna and some sausage, hot links and stuff that I need to get onto. So probably gonna go ahead and give these just a few more minutes, and then I'll wrap them. I usually put them in a full tray, put butter, a little bit more seasoning, and some brown sugar on there. And then I will put them in the oven until they reach 205 degrees. Usually that really, I put it at 350, and it really only takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get them finished. So. Oh yeah, so I like the color, nice and dark and smoky. I put about a half a stick of butter is what I go with. I just cut it into little squares, pads. One fell off there. Of course, it's hot meat, so. And I did about a third cup of, let's see, I actually brought a measuring cup this time. A lot of times I just grab a fistful, but I thought I wanted to start being consistent. A quarter of a cup of brown sugar, and my, some favorite seasoning, barbecue flavor seasoning, whatever you like on there. So I'll put foil on that now and put it in the oven at 350 degrees for, keep an eye on it. You have to open it once in a while and probe it, but I've realized that about an hour and a half, 2 hours, you almost learn to go by smell, man. That thing will start smelling up your house nicely. So, but always check it for tenderness and temp. Awesome. So another thing I'm doing up this weekend is my jalapeno cheddar sausage. One of the best tasting ones I've done so far, but I'm just going to put a little bit of cook on these. Maybe to temp in my pellet cooker. I did cold smoke these or low smoke back when I made them, and I just want to keep these a little bit mild and smoky taste compared to the rest of the food. Anyways, I'll put these on the pellet cooker for a little while, and then I actually might put them on a griddle. I had, when I sampled these, put them on a griddle and thought it was pretty tasty that way. So, but we'll see. Here's a sausage I made. Kind of left it on my frying pan a little long. I was busy doing something else, just trying to let this get cooked up to temperature. But I ground these, stuffed them and all that stuff myself. These are a jalapeno cheddar. Wow. Very good. Sorry, not sorry. Interestingly enough, it's morning. These brisket didn't finish like I thought they would. I believe because I started them while they were still too cold inside. I had frozen 4, pulled them out a couple days before, put them in coolers, but they were still kind of frozen, and unfortunately I had to cook them. So I started with them maybe being a little frozen in the middle, so it took a really long time for them to get up to internal temp. I guess. I also might have been a little bit distracted by just doing a lot of things and not keeping fires right where they should be. So I'd rather keep them low, take the cook longer than burn them up. So it looks like a beauty. I'm going to wrap this up and actually rest it until serving time. It's actually probing very tender, and it's at 190 there. I've only had it out a couple of minutes. Oops. Yeah, 190. So it's probe tender. Fats looks all moist. 180. Not too bad. Probably still part of the flat, but it's gonna rest for a while, so should be just fine for slices. Just slicing into one of those briskets. So tender and juicy. Got a little bit already come off because I've been making sandwiches and nachos. So, man. My wife Amber and I here at Calypso Cove Marina at Lake Thunderbird. Just setting up to sell barbecue. Got the brisket on the roaster. Got your hot links, smoked hot links, pulled pork, bologna. I got the jalapeno cheddar sausage. I kind of just cooked it slightly so that I can actually finish it on the griddle. I like that char taste we get. We got our seasoned green beans, yummy beans, custom baked beans, and a lot of these meats and stuff people really like on nachos. So pretty cool setup. Nacho cheese. So pretty cool opportunity we had to come out here and set up this and sell barbecue. All right, well, we are wrapping up another day. I got the opportunity to share some delicious food with the people out here this weekend. What's left of some brisket. We chop up, slice for sandwiches. Pulled pork. So that stuff was juicy. The hot links. Anyways, really just kind of what the weekends have been like for me the last few, about a month and a half since I've been given this opportunity. So, you know, the thing goes good. You know, sometimes the briskets, like last night, I always tell people, they say, how long does it take to do a brisket? I say, when the brisket is done. So those took a little bit longer, but you know, people have been really enjoying it today. I've been having a really good time with my wife here at the lake selling barbecue. So we're gonna be here doing this till Labor Day weekend. So anyways, if you're ever near Norman, Oklahoma, this year, 2023, before the end of summer, come see us at Lake Thunderbird Calypso Cove Marina. Thanks for watching.